Hi, I'm Tim McLean and this is a TXM Lean case study. Sykes Racing is a household name in rowing around the world, a leading supplier of carbon fibre composite rowing boats for Olympic teams and recreational rowers alike. Unlike many rowing boat builders, every Sykes boat is customised to meet the specific need of each client. I'm here with Jeff Lawrence, Managing Director of Sykes Racing. Keep watching because Jeff is going to share his experience of one of the most ambitious and successful lean implementations we have ever seen at TXM. Hi Jeff.
How are you, Tim?
To start with, tell us a bit about the Sykes Racing of 5 years ago and what led you to wanting to implement lean.
All right. I guess the first thing that I think back to 5 years ago was just how saturated we were with our ability to produce boats. We were absolutely at capacity. We had 6 buildings spread over 5 different sites. We had a bottleneck in production in certain processes and we could not physically achieve any more.
What were the key things that you needed to change about the business at that time?
Well, if we look back then, we said the worst aspect of our business was that it could take up to 6 months for a customer to receive a boat. We looked at what could we do to improve that position. The first thing we decided that we couldn't survive any longer on the existing sites. We had to move into one physical location, get everyone onto one team, and we set a few, what were then some outrageous goals. And the first goal that we set was we wanted to have no more than a 6-week lead time.
Yeah.
That was when we got you guys involved, because whilst we were willing to change a lot of things, we didn't necessarily know how to go about it.
It was a dramatic change because traditionally boats were built, one man built the boat, what we call a static build, and working with Sykes we came up with a layout that involved flow production. What sort of changes did you make and how did you overcome the kind of challenges that you faced?
Well, we had a lot of challenges from processes and understanding what those processes were. Having so many locations in the past, we didn't know necessarily what was the correct standard. So we did have to look at who was doing what, how it was being done, and get uniform agreement from everyone in the workplace, how we would do things in the future, and how we would agree upon the improvements that needed to be done. So when we look back and say, was that an easy process? No, it wasn't. Working with tradesmen and all the employees, everyone had a slightly different view on what could or should be done. I had my own view and I probably pushed that along quite a degree, but I also had to recognise after a while that it is on the workplace floor that the work is being done, and I cannot and should not impose my view on everybody. So I had to ensure that people were on the same page coming forward, and perhaps motivating and encouraging them along a little bit when they needed it.
All this effort, introducing standard work, introducing flow layout, what kind of benefits did you see in your business?
Well, the first one was that extraordinary improvement in the lead time, and it probably took us 6 or 8 months, but we did get ourselves down from the 6-month lead time to a consistent, well, 6 or 8 weeks we'll call it. We often or regularly were 6 weeks. We occasionally went out to 8 weeks if there was, say, a duplication or the odd mould that was tied up. So that was some very key things. In the amount of time that it would take a boat to be made, we've had boats that have halved in the overall production time since we started that journey 5 years ago. At the same time, we've gone through regular and continual improvement in what we do, so we've never sat down and said, right, that's good enough. The whole team is involved to try and make it better again. So every mould is under continual refinement for improvement.
For yourself personally as the owner of the business, how did it make you feel to see this transformation happen?
I think it's been a fantastic experience to have gone through and to see what's possible to achieve. Again, we've had experiences where we just didn't know how far we could go. And then to have had everyone come on board and see some of the continual improvements, see some of the innovation that's come out of that, to see hear the feedback, and to hear publicly from even in the rowing community of what we're doing is a really fantastic and rewarding experience.
That's great. So Sykes Racing has completely transformed their business using lean thinking. Their flow production layout has enabled them to produce custom-made rowing boats faster than anyone else in the world and led to dramatic improvements in productivity. Call us at TXM to find out how you can transform your business through Lean. I'm Tim McLean, and this has been a TXM Lean case study.